The number on your screen is minus $14,200. Your money. All your money. You are the one who put it there. It's 2:17 in the morning. The position has been open for 6 hours. You thought the price would go back up. It didn't. Your account balance is blinking red. You have 7 tabs open. A Reddit thread, a Discord server, a YouTube channel where a guy with 80,000 subscribers called this exact move last Tuesday. You think about putting more money in to compensate. You don't. You close the trade. You stare at the number. The loss is real now? You sit in the dark and tell yourself a story. Everyone loses at first. The pain is part of the process. You are learning. You are also burning through savings, wrecking your sleep, and quietly destroying your own confidence. Somewhere on the internet, someone just posted a screenshot. Green numbers. $38,000 in a single day. You understand in your gut that the difference between you and them is not luck. It is knowledge you don't have yet. You are building it. One trade at a time. You start over with $25,000, real money, real rules. Lose more than 4% and it gets frozen. You have never felt pressure like this before. You begin studying the market the way you would study for the most important exam of your life. You start to understand how big institutions move money in silence before prices shift. How the market rises just enough to make regular people buy right before it drops. How amateur traders enter exactly where someone else needs them to. You stop chatting online about trades. You watch instead. You listen. You lose 3 times before you win once. You hit your first profitable month, $3,200. Nobody sends you flowers. Nobody even knows. You take a screenshot you never post. You tell yourself, this is only the beginning. You are almost right. You are 27. You have a system. 3 setups you trust completely and 7 others you deleted because the losses taught you to. You know exactly what a losing trader thinks like because you thought that way for 2 years. You don't react to price movements anymore. You watch them the way a surgeon watches a monitor. Calm, precise. You only enter when everything lines up. You exit when your plan says to, not when your feelings do. You protect the account like it is the only thing standing between you and starting over. Because right now it is. The gains are not dramatic, they are consistent. You keep them all inside the account. You are still building. You are learning what real discipline actually costs you on the inside. It is quieter than you expected. A trading firm gives you $200,000 to trade. Their money, their risk. You keep 80% of what you make. Some days you read a situation before the numbers confirm it. Not because anyone told you, because you have seen this pattern so many times that your brain processes it before your eyes finish. This year, you make one decision you don't examine too closely. A news event you were positioned for 40 minutes before the announcement. Nothing illegal, a gray zone. The trade moves hard in your direction. The firm notices your results. Nobody asks how. You don't feel guilty. You feel like you finally understand the game. The firm gives you $1.4 million to manage. You don't stare at charts the way you used to. You think in weeks, in months, in large patterns that take time to form. A risk team reviews your numbers twice a month. You answer their calls once. The head of the firm invites you to dinner in London. 5 traders. Nobody discusses specific trades. Everyone understands everyone else perfectly without saying it. You have 2 approaches you protect above everything. They are not just strategies. They are structural advantages built on years of observation. You know it. The others at the table probably do too. Nobody says it. You are close enough to how real money moves that your reads arrive before the market confirms them. It isn't illegal, it is simply a different level of clarity. You stopped feeling the need to justify that a long time ago. You sleep 6 hours. You trade the open. You haven't been genuinely surprised by a market move in 8 months. You aren't sure if that's mastery or something you lost without noticing. You leave the firm. You start your own fund. $8 million from people who trust you with real money. 2 family businesses, 3 individuals who have seen your track record and written the check. You stop thinking in percentage returns. You think in how much can I protect and how much can I grow without risking the first part. You hire 2 junior traders. You watch them make your old mistakes. You don't correct all of them. Some lessons only land when they cost something. You write quarterly letters to your investors. You use precise language that sounds calm regardless of what the market is doing. Language is part of the job here. Your fund finishes its second year up 34% after fees. Nobody redeems. New money wants in. Individual trades feel small now. You have started thinking about the larger machine. You are not a trader in the original sense anymore. You are not exactly sure what word fits now, but you are not going back. Your fund manages $2.1 billion. dollars. You trade across global markets, interest rates, currencies, bets on how volatile entire economies will become. You are positioned for rising energy prices, falling European consumer spending, and a stronger dollar against currencies of countries with fragile economies. A thesis you have been quietly building for 5 months, one that nobody outside the fund knows fully. The U.S. central bank signals a change in direction 3 weeks before most analysts expected it. Your fund was already positioned. In a single month, you make $214 million for your investors. You feel nothing. You move to the next position. Regulators once reviewed your fund. They found nothing actionable. But the process taught you something important. Regulators look backwards at what happened. You structure what is about to happen. You now have access to economic thinking before it becomes public consensus. Not because anyone leaks anything, because the institutions that invest with you see patterns in global data before most people do. A former central bank economist joins your advisory team. You pay him to translate policy language into positioning opportunities before anyone else reacts. You haven't spoken to your closest friend from university in 3 years. Nothing dramatic happened. You simply stopped sharing the same reality. He runs a financial planning office, makes good money by any normal standard. You don't know how to describe your week to him anymore. This bothers you less than it should. You filed it away somewhere. You have not lost anything you can point to. That is the most accurate way to describe what has happened to you. You sit on the investment committee of a $60 billion fund. You don't manage individual trades anymore. You set the direction. You decide which parts of the global economy receive money and which get cut. When the committee announces a shift, markets begin moving before most people finish reading the headline. You are the headline. You have a direct line to 2 central bank research heads and a government finance minister. Not as a visitor, as a peer. You quietly reposition $11.3 billion worth of fixed income over 14 months. You coordinate with one other fund and a large macro firm. No single counterparty sees the whole picture. When a major economy begins showing signs of financial stress, you are already repositioned before the official statement comes. You are not acting on secret information. You are operating at a level of understanding where the future becomes readable before it arrives. You have not used a standard bank branch in 9 years. You travel with an assistant and a secure communication line. You do not appear on panels. You do not give interviews. You speak at invitation-only gatherings, private dinners in Zurich, Abu Dhabi, and Singapore. Nothing from those conversations is written down afterwards. Your name appeared in a financial magazine profile once. You had it corrected through legal counsel and not reprinted. Privacy, access, silence. These are not things you lost. They are things you traded for something else. No title, no business card. Your name sits inside a legal structure that most people would need 3 lawyers to understand. That structure controls a private office that holds positions across 22 funds in 11 countries. Some are public. Most flow through legal vehicles designed to be clean, quiet, and invisible. You are technically a private individual. You have not executed a trade yourself in 9 years. You set the parameters. 5 people carry them out. All 5 have signed agreements that would survive most legal battles. They do not discuss the structure outside of it. A major central bank in Asia is beginning a policy shift that has not been announced. You identified the direction 6 weeks ago. Not because anyone told you, because you understand the machinery of money well enough to read it before it speaks. The value of your positions across active funds totals approximately $1.9 billion on paper. You have a family. You love them with whatever part of you is still oriented towards something personal. You have a house on the coast. You see them during school breaks. You stopped being able to answer the question of what you would want if the markets disappeared permanently. You are not happy. You are not unhappy. Those categories stopped being relevant somewhere around level 6. They were replaced by calibration. A permanent read of the environment, a constant adjustment of where you stand relative to risk. You no longer know who you would be if you stopped. So you don't stop. Somewhere far below, a 24-year-old opens a trading app on his phone for the first time. He deposits $500. He watches a price chart move for a few minutes. He places his first trade. He thinks this is about making money. He is already wrong. It was never about the money. It was always about the structure underneath everything. The machine doesn't stop. It just finds new people to run it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this content and want to learn more about finance and income, consider subscribing so you don't miss any other videos.